Hey there everyone, this is Bob Martin, the RCSubGuy with the NautilusDryDocks.com, and another long-awaited update for this gargantuan 32nd scale World War II Gato Class submarine. I'm going to show you what we've been working on in just 1 minute. So, a lot of things to show you. We've had an opportunity to put a lot of hours into the boat, and it's coming along really well. I'm excited to show you what we've done. Started some work in this upper hull here. One of the cool features was that all of these guns actually are going to be fully remote control. So these are going to be able to be aimed from the transmitter. Kind of a neat feature. I'm just going to be plugging and unplugging this servo tester so I can show you guys everything that we've got going on. We got our forward servos mounted in here as well. We've got, let's see, we've got some dive planes going on. And again, you guys are probably all, oh, you got the servos in the wet. Well, these are actually waterproof servos, commercial grade from High Tech. IP67 rated, so these should, in theory, work really well. So this is the retract mechanism, and there will be a lockout there so that they will not allow the pitch control, or sorry, the bow planes to function when they're in the retracted position. We have the beginnings of a pneumatic periscope system. So one of those periscopes is actually going to be functional. You can see this is a pneumatic cylinder, and it's going to extend and retract. So there's going to be a whole pneumatic subsystem on board the boat. Now, the only thing as of right now that's going to be tied to it is the periscope system, but because it's already aboard, there's tons of other things that could be done, including pneumatic retracts for the bow shutters and a whole bunch of other things. So that's why we decided to go ahead with the pneumatic periscopes. Here's the beginning of a brushless bow thruster. This turned out really, really good. So this is going to be in the wet, obviously. We got a pair of right angle gears in there, and I've got on the printer right now the tubes that will extend out to the hull. Those will have a stainless mesh over them so that we don't suck up any fish or small children when we engage the bow thrusters. It'll probably be in the bow, but we could also put it in the stern. We'll see what makes the most sense. Forward dry compartment, completely removable. This one's not mounted yet, but this will house the receiver, speed controllers, the pitch controllers. Basically all of the sensitive electronics will be here, a long ways removed from the RF interfering motors and pumps and that kind of a thing. Moving back, we have twin ballast tanks, and these are big. They take up this whole section and this whole section of boat. I'm going to show you this one. So the stern one, this is all sealed up with RTV, but obviously if you, for some weird reason, needed to get in there, you could just split that seam with a knife, and that would pop right off. You can see this is how the vent works. We've got a rubber grommet on there that's compressed by this brass plate, and the servo there is on a cam. Let's spin that around so you can see what that looks like. So this is the closed position and the open position. And that makes a really good seal, and it's going to be a very large aperture to vent all of that air in a fairly realistic scenario. And the other neat thing about this, obviously, what you could do is set your endpoints if you want to adjust just how much air comes out at what rate. So that's the vents for both sides. And if you look inside here, we've actually got another waterproof servo, and that is actually just attached with a clip. So there's a drain hole underneath. You can just reach up, and the whole thing slips off with this brass clip. So once that ballast tank is sealed up, you don't have to open it if something were to happen to this. Now this is the emergency gas fail-safe system. And I'm going to connect this and hope that it's in the correct position. It is. Okay. So the idea behind this is when that's blowing the gas. So in an emergency situation, or if you need to do an emergency blow, it vents the gas from this canister right here. And this is fairly large. This is probably about 2-inch diameter by 6 inches long in there. And this is how you fill it up at the top. I showed this to you before. This is the big sealed lead acid battery that is going to power everything. And that's going to live in the wet. This is all free flooding in this section. Stern or aft ballast tank. And this is our motor compartment right here. And it's in place right now. It's actually locked down. So you can see our shafts there leading to the propellers. And the neat thing about this just basically lifts up, disconnects, and comes out. So that took 2 seconds to do. And this is our motor compartment, motor and pump compartment. So this is the large air pump. This will do 12 liters per minute of air volume. And this is how the tanks are going to be purged 90% of the time if it's not an emergency situation. Showed you this last time again. 4 Pitman 12-volt motors with a belt drive that run out the stern or the aft part of the compartment. These, by the way, are rated to 80 feet of depth. They're exceptionally strong. And the way this is held down, by the way, we got some high-powered magnets, rare earth magnets that fit into recesses on the inside. So once you have your shafts in place, this literally just drops in. If I can find the holes without looking, there we go. And now that's locked in place and it's not going anywhere. And then at the very back here, we've got our dive planes. And the rudder is right here. Both of them have really, really good throw. And I think this will actually turn fairly well. So that is where we are at right now. We got other things that we're going to be working on. We're going to be finishing up the periscope. We've got a rotating radar that's going to be installed in here. Hopefully, if I can figure out the engineering, we're going to have twin working exhausts coming out of the back of the boat as well. I've got those parts on order, so lots of cool things. We're going to keep plugging away at this and get this thing in the water. So thanks for joining me. If you like what you see, be sure to subscribe, because every time a new video comes out, you will find out first. See what we got going on here at the dry docks. So again, 30-second scale, World War II Gato Class submarine, complete and utter refit, getting it ready for the water. Thanks for joining me. I'm Bob Martin, the RCSubGuy with the NautilusDryDocks.com. Thanks for joining me, and we will catch you next time.